Hello to my aviation friends and anyone who's just stumbled upon this video randomly. I appreciate you. Thanks for joining me. If you're not subscribed, would love it if you could hit the subscribe button down below. Shout out to Robot Willie who's provided these images today. A couple of months ago, actually, a little bit more than a couple of months ago, maybe 6 or 7 months ago, I ranked North American, I'm going to call them paint jobs. There's other names for them. I'm just going to call them paint jobs. You can call them something else. I just like that term, so paint jobs it is. Paint jobs on airplanes from different companies. So Air Canada, WestJet, American Airlines, yada, yada, yada. The list goes on. We ranked those 6-7 months ago. It was a fun video because I really like aviation. My dad's a pilot. My uncle's a pilot. My grandfather was a pilot in World War II. Aviation's a pretty big part of my interests. So anytime I can do an aviation-related video, which is very rare on this channel because usually we're talking sports or whatnot, it's a good day. Today's a good day because we're looking at South American, Central American, and Caribbean airline plane paint jobs. So there are 15 different ones that I've gone through or that Robot Willie's provided. Now some of these have actually, I think, gone under. Robot Willie did provide some information on some of the health and statistics of some of these aviation companies. But since the coronavirus happened, a lot of, unfortunately, these aviation companies have gone under or are in limbo, basically. So some of the things that some of the companies or some of the planes that you see in this video may no longer exist or may not exist for much longer. So that's kind of sad. That's actually really sad. And I can't pronounce half of these things, so I might just come up. There might be a plane that just pops up and I can't pronounce it and be just like, you. This is why I like this paint job. All right, let's get into this. If I said 15 earlier, I meant to say 16, where it's actually 16. Last, I've ranked Copa Airlines. I'm going to try and get through these pretty quickly. I don't want this to be a long video. Copa Airlines, I assume that they have a partnership with, is it United that uses the same kind of tail as them? Or the winglets are painted as well, which is kind of cool, but generally boring text, a bit of a boring plane, not really a lot going on. Number 15, Air Panama. Kind of feels like something that was designed in the 60s and hasn't really changed, which isn't really a bad thing. I like the font, the fact that one word, air, is a different color than Panama. That's actually kind of cool. I like the belly of the plane, but the tail doesn't do much for me. Number 14, can't pronounce this one, so you can read it yourself, but you know, it's neat that the text covers the windows and it's big. I don't like the randomness of whatever's going on the tail there. It looks like a bunch of, I don't know, cat toys or something laying on the ground, or I don't know. It doesn't do anything for me. Number 13, Latim Airlines, and this is in Brazil, I believe. The texture or the shape of whatever that is, kind of going back and forth, looks awkward on the front, but on the tail, I think it actually looks pretty decent. But the majority of this plane is white, which is quite boring. Now I will point out something that mimics the logo itself. The outside of the winglets are blue, or that blue color, and then the inside is red. So that's kind of neat. There's a nice little subtle detail. Number 12, GOL or GOL, or I don't know. I think this is Brazil. I see a Brazil flag on the plane itself. But the whole plane is basically white except for the tail. The tail is fine. That shape on the tail, though, it looks like the @ symbol or whatever. So that kind of loses me a bit, but I like the color orange, so points there. Number 11, Bahamas Air. Colors make sense here. Those are kind of very Caribbean colors with the orange and that blue. That's pretty great. But the majority of the plane is white, unfortunately. All the colors and looks like shapes of leaves or something, or fruit maybe on the back of the tail makes sense as well. So I like that. I just don't like the fact that the majority of the plane is white. Number 10, this is Airline Argentina. The colors are fantastic here. I think this mimics the Argentina flag, if I'm not mistaken. The tail has a bit of almost gradient to it, which is pretty cool. The way that it's painted, it's as if the paint was all put on the front, and then the motion of the plane, or the speed of the plane, is just ripping all of the paint back, which is great. I really like that. Number 9, Avianca, and I don't know what country this is from. I can't see that flag. I can't quite tell what flag that is. But this is pretty neat. I like the overlapping of the of the colors on the back of the tail, which kind of starts at the belly and then goes back up to the tail. The fact that the engines are painted a different color, that's pretty neat. Number 8, I put Azul Brazilian Airlines. Whatever's going on back here, it looks like the outline of Brazil split into colors or states or provinces, or I know nothing about Brazil, so I don't know, but I do like that kind of shape on the back of the tail. And I like the fact that it starts off low, just underneath the nose, and then kind of comes up almost like a wave a bit, and then kind of comes back down at the back. So that blue shape that kind of comes up over the wing and then back down. I like that. Number 7, the Cubana I assume this is from Cuba. I love the color on the back of this. It's just boom, it's in your face, right? It starts at the very back on like the underbutt of the plane and just shoots right up the tail. Pretty fantastic. Wish there was more color up front though. Number 6, the Bolivia Airlines. I don't know how I feel about that logo up here on the tail. I'm not feeling the gradients in that logo, but I do like the shape of the motion kind of that this paint job takes. Starting at the nose underneath on the bottom, works its way up through the side, and then right back to the tail. I do like that quite a bit. Number 5, can't pronounce that, but this is pretty great. I love how big the font is. It takes up the entire plane basically, which is great. The tail is amazing. I really like that. Again, maybe some more color throughout the rest of the plane. Number 4, I'm sorry. I really am sorry. But this is great. Like the leaves that are on the tail here. Also, that logo's up front. Huge, right by the front door, which is fantastic. Big text on it. The underbelly's blue. Those two shades of blue work well together. I like this a lot. Number 3. I wish I had that. I guess I could Google and bring it up, but there's a classic Toyota paint job that is white with this orange and this yellow kind of together, and maybe some red as well. That's what that reminds me of a bit. It feels very old school, very like this looks like it was done in the 60s or 70s. Has that vintage kind of 70s look to it, and that's honestly what I like about it. It looks simple. It's not super modern. Number 2, the Cayman Airlines. This is amazing. I don't know if I actually do not know what their flag looks like. I don't know if this is their flag right there. I'm assuming it is, just behind that wing there. So I guess that doesn't really mimic the tail, but I can't see what's going on the flag to the left. But this is amazing. The back of the tail is fantastic. It's got a ribbon with some text on there. I don't know what that says, but this is awesome. You've got this little turtle guy, just turtle warrior guy up here on the front. It's kind of comical. So it's unfortunate that most of the plane is white, but the back, like just the back is incredible. I absolutely love it. Number 1, I've put the Caribbean Airlines. This is amazing. One of the best planes I've ever seen as far as graphics, as far as look. I love the gradient in the text, the Caribbean Airlines. It mimics almost a sunset in a way, which makes sense. Sunsets are beautiful in the Caribbean. I mean, they can be beautiful anywhere, but it's just something different when you see it down there. I love it down there. And then you've got this bird. It looks to be maybe a hummingbird. I don't really know my birds, but the wing coming up onto the back of the tail. It looks like he is propelling the jet himself. It makes sense to the location. It is brilliant. I really like it. So again, shout out to Robot Willie for providing these pictures. I love aviation. Not an expert, clearly, obviously, but I really like talking about aviation. I like looking at planes. I like looking at paint jobs, and it's basically anything to do with planes in general. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. We are going to hop over to probably Africa, Europe, Asia. There's all kinds of different locations around the world that use different airlines and different paint schemes and whatnot. So looking forward to doing those videos. Those will be coming in the future. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the like button, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Adios.